In this lesson, we will assemble a typical GeoNetWeaver Geoproject. These same techniques are also used for modifying an existing project. First, we will create a new Geoproject by selecting File New from the main menu. The new Geoproject opens to the Geoproject wizard. The wizard is a series of pages that builds the Geoproject one step at a time and validates each step before allowing you to continue. The first page is the knowledge base page. Here we will import our knowledge base. Now we will navigate to and select our knowledge base. As you can see, we have imported the watershed condition assessment knowledge base. The info box gives some basic stats about the knowledge base. Now let's move to the next page. This page is the result page. Here we will tell Geoproject which topics we want to include mapping. We will also be able to change some default settings if we so choose. There are two tabs, one for dependency networks and one for equations. They have somewhat different map characteristics, so they are on separate tabs. So now we will select all of the topics. There is a shortcut. Right-clicking brings up a context menu. We'll select Check All from the menu. Now we will do the same for the other tab. We could continue on from here because the default settings are generally adequate. But let's take a look at one topic and do a little editing. Let's return to the Dependency Network tab. Let's scroll down to find Overall Assessment and select it. Notice that now the legend is populated with default settings. Here we can modify the name as displayed of the topic, the number of classes in its legend, the color ramps used, and the value labels. You can also tell GeoNetWeaver to use the current topic in the root of its outline. Let's change the true label to say Ideal and false to Poor. Let's also include this topic in the root of the outline. If we wanted, we could easily set all dependency networks to have the same class properties, colors, breaks, and labels by simply pressing the Apply to All button. Let's move on. Now we need to identify our data sources. The easiest way is to just import an existing database configuration file that you had built with NetWeaver Developer. As you can see, GeoNetWeaver chose a master shapefile from the database configuration file we just imported and also filled in some stats in the info box. All Geoprojects must have a master shapefile. It contains the geometry for drawing the maps and coordinates any other database tables in the Geoproject. If there are any other database tables in the Geoproject, they need to be joined to the master shapefile so that when the master shapefile moves to a new record, the other table moves to the appropriate record also. We can also set up data sources from here by clicking the Database Connection Configuration button. By the way, there is another tutorial that covers this aspect in much more detail, so we'll just show the highlights here. This window has two tabs, one for defining and joining tables, and the other for linking data links to database table fields. Back on the Data Sources tab, we can see that there are quite a few tables being used, as shown in the Database Tables box. And in the Database Table Joins box, we can see that the watershed final shape is joined to all the others. Now let's go to the next page. The wizard is warning us that we have data links that are not linked to a data source. It looks like we need 99, but only have 81 set up. We don't have to have them all configured, so this is just a warning, and we can continue on. The startup options are the initial conditions when Geoproject is first loaded. The statistics can be weighted by any topic in the knowledge base. Generally, we weight the statistics by area or don't weight it at all. Area weighting is the default, and we'll leave it that way. Let's set Overall Assessment as the result to show startup by selecting it from the drop-down list. We can change the name of the Geoproject here to control which tabs are visible on GeoNetWeaver. The default name for the Geoproject is taken from the knowledge base name. Sometimes you might not want to make available certain display features in GeoNetWeaver. Here you can toggle the visibility of some of those features. Legend is optional. The legend referred to here is supplementary to the built-in legend. It might include layers like roads, hydrology, or others that help make the map visible. GeoNetWeaver uses MapWindow GIS to build and edit its legend. MapWindow GIS is included with GeoNetWeaver and should have been installed along with it. Let's import MapWindow GIS legend. That's it. Now we can close the wizard and see what we have. Looks like it should. Probably ought to save it to disk. That concludes this lesson. Thank you.